After a pretty successful 2022, Pulsar came out swinging with some major announcements for 2023. And unlike Zowie, the community seems to be really excited about these. So let's go ahead and talk about them. Pulsar has been dominating the competitive gaming scene since the release of their X-lite Ergo shape and their X2 claw grip, fingertip grip shape. And it doesn't seem like they have any intentions of slowing down. They released a Founders Edition X2 at the end of last year that seemed to sell out pretty quick, at least here in North America. They have released a Bruce Lee edition of the X2, which I haven't received yet. I've got one on order, so I'm hoping to take a look at that one in the next couple of weeks. But anticipating the gaming community's need for a seemingly constant release schedule, Pulsar has already announced their planned future releases for 2023. And if you're a fan of Pulsar shapes, you're going to be really excited. First up is the least exciting for me, simply because I just don't use Ergo mouse, and that's the X-lite 3, an updated version of their original Ergo design, the X-lite. The X-lite 3 is ditching the slotted hole design that came on the original X-lite, going for a more traditional or up-to-date closed shell design. But that's not all. It's also getting the Pulsar 3395 sensor, which should help improve battery life quite a bit. It wasn't bad to begin with. It was actually pretty good, but this is only going to make it better. It will also feature optical switches, which is a first for Pulsar in their traditional or standard lineup. But we have seen them use optical switches in the Bruce Lee X2, and if you're interested in how those optical switches perform, make sure you stay tuned for my review of the Bruce Lee X2 coming in the next few weeks by clicking on that subscribe button. It's also worth noting that the X-lite 3 will come in the standard 3 sizes, which is like a mini, a medium, and a large. Their ambidextrous mouse, the X2, is also getting a lot of love here. Despite being released not that long ago, it looks like we're getting an additional shape known as the X2H, which seems to have a higher back end and a slightly narrower grip width. It seems to be even more suited for claw grip. The original X2 is pretty good for claw grip, but it can kind of double as a fingertip mouse, so I get the feeling that this is really going to like sit in the back of your palm and like be for hardcore claw grip users. But we're not done with the X2 just yet. Pulsar is giving left-handed players some much needed love, as they've been kind of struggling as most major brands ditch true ambidextrous shapes with buttons on both sides as they search for ways to cut weight. But not Pulsar. They're giving us the same X2 we know and love, but with buttons on both sides. Now, I would have thought it made more sense to just make a traditional left-handed mouse, as if you're a right-handed player, I would think you'd want to go for lighter weight over having more buttons, but who knows? I'm not the only person out here, and I guess there are people out there who might like the idea of having buttons on both sides. The X2 ambidextrous will come in the same sizes, a mini and a medium, as we saw for the original X2, but no word on exact weights yet. So we'll just have to wait patiently, like all of those people that are patiently waiting for a Razer Viper Mini Pro. Okay, probably not that long. Now, for the biggest announcement for those who take their PC gaming very seriously is the announcement of the ES series, or the Esports Tournament Edition series, I guess. These are the best versions of their entire lineup with a tiny little screen. And that's it. No, I'm just kidding. These mice are built with 4K polling rates in wireless mode and 8K polling rates in wired mode. And as mentioned, they do have a little screen on the bottom side of the mouse to display information. It looks specifically to display your DPI and polling rate. And I haven't seen it function in any other way, but it's very early. I only saw this simple announcement video, so time will tell if they have any other plans for it. Now, Pulsar mice can be used in conjunction with software, but if you've ever been to a LAN event or a LAN tournament, you'll know that you don't always have access to the software of your gaming mouse, which is why you see so many esports focused brands like Zowie not even contemplate software. It's just not even an option for them. So if I had to guess, this is the reason why the esports editions have a display on them, to make it easier for you to read out your settings without having to worry about software or anything like that. The gaming mouse market has largely conquered the weight game at this point, with most gaming mice coming somewhere between 45 and like 65 grams. DPI was like this before weight, but gaming mice these days are largely subjective. That is, the way a mouse performs has less to do with the internals and more to do about how the mouse fits your particular grip or play style. Because of this, gaming companies are trying to find any spec or number that they can point to and say, our mouse is better because X is the bigger number. No word on prices for these yet. I'm hoping that the Esports editions land below $135, but it's likely they're going to try to command the flagship price point that every company is trying to reach of $149. I hope not, but we can only wait to find out. I'm personally most excited for the X2H, although I've been using claw grip less and less recently. I'm still excited to see how it plays out on the mini version of the X2. I get the feeling it's going to have strong Cooler Master MM712 vibes, of which I am a fan. But I'm also excited to try out the tournament editions. I have used the 4K dongle for the Viper Pro, and I have recently made the jump to a 240Hz display. But let me know what you think. Are you excited about Pulsar's upcoming lineup? Do you care about 4K or 8K polling rates on gaming mice? Do you think the tournament editions are going to cost like $300? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're feeling generous, think about clicking that thumbs up button or even maybe that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next video.